makes me want to wag my tail. When it comes, I want to wail. Mail! Sorry guys, I totally promised my friend I'd do that when I got my awesome Cobra merch. Cobra Starship has the most obnoxious merch on the planet. It's amazing. Okay, writing week. My old buddy, my old pal. I miss you when you're not here, because then I have nothing to talk about. This week, as you may have surmised, we're talking about plot. And I usually don't just go by questions, I usually just kind of ramble. But I don't feel like rambling today. I don't know what it is. I feel a little weird. So, I'm gonna actually ask the questions, and then answer them. And you will know that I'm being an interviewer by my awesome shades. How do you normally plot a story? I tend to start with larger ideas or theories and then whittle them down to the most interesting bits, or at least the bits that are most interesting to me, and from there it's just kind of tying them together, but sometimes that doesn't work so well, depending on the characters. Do you write from an outline or let things pan out more organically? I flip-flop back and forth between outlining or not outlining, and I usually outline longer things because I'm so flighty. And sometimes I'll start something and not get back to it for years and then not even remember where I was going with it. This really shouldn't surprise any of you. Sometimes I don't even remember what I did earlier that day. This is totally why Allie keeps my date book. I used to not outline at all, but then as I sort of got more into developing a style, I found that I was doing it anyway. Like I would go ahead in the story and make notes sort of in chronological order, so why fight it? Are you good with plots or bad with plots? I think I'm okay with plots. Sometimes I have issue with the denouement. Ending. What's an ending? You mean I can't just go on about those cravats forever? What do you find most challenging about developing a plot? No, seriously, why can't I just talk about the cravats forever? I read an interesting quote on Monday by an author called James Kennedy, who I didn't even know existed until Monday. I've posted a link to him and Neil Gaiman fencing in the sidebar. I'm going to abridge it slightly because it's kind of long. The ability to get distracted is an easily misunderstood talent. Irresponsibility might be a secret virtue. Someone once wrote that if a thing is worth doing, it is worth doing badly. Yes, and I'd add that if something is worth doing, it's also worth doing halfway and then quitting. It's also worth brooding over and making lots of plans and then going off and doing something else. Having many little interests, amateur enthusiasms, and failed ambitions creates a rich stew out of which you can boil fresh ideas. So essentially the most challenging issue I have with plots is that the one I'm working on is never as interesting as the one around the back of my brain by the still. Do your plots center more around internal or external conflict? Internal. Hands down. I mean, there's usually a lot of external stuff happening and stuff floating about and people getting in gunfights, but it all generally boils down to what's happening inside the character's brain, or brain-like area, since some of them aren't exactly corporeal. Do you normally come up with a plot first or a character? I come up with grand ideas, and then I come up with characters I want to torture with those grand ideas, and then I come up with the plot of what the characters would do while I was torturing them with those grand ideas. I'm kind of like God. And that's it! How organized was that? No one's ever gonna believe that I made this video all on my own. Okay, maybe they will. Next week, I'm hoping to be able to unveil a project that I've kind of been percolating in my brain for a while and just haven't gotten off my butt and finished doing. So, work on that this weekend and be able to film a video to do it. And that's about it. I will see you guys later. Have a good weekend.